Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Today, I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to ask the audience a question. I'm going to answer it and give you guys my opinion. And I think I'm going to start doing videos like this every once in a while. I think it's a good way to talk about certain things in Guild Wars 2 and get other people's opinions. And, everyone, might agree, which is uncommon, but we can get a lot of different opinions and some really valid points. So today's question is, do you think the launch of Guild Wars 2 was a success, or do you think it was a failure? I've been reading a lot on different forums and stuff like that, and a lot of people have some valid points. Some people really don't like the game, and some people love the game. Some people think it was okay. The launch at midnight was okay. I'm gonna talk about the first, we'll say, 4 days, because that's launch. You had a 3-day head start, and then you had when the game released for the people that just picked up the game. So I'm gonna say the first 4 days. That's what I'm gonna consider the launch. You can consider it the first day, the second day. I'm gonna consider it all 4 days, because me personally, I can't think of one game on the first day that hasn't had a problem. It could be a minor problem, it could be a bug, it could be lag, it could be a glitch. There is always going to be a problem on the first day. There always is, and there probably will always be one thing wrong with the game. And that goes for, first-person shooters, MMOs, RPGs, any game you can think of. There's always one problem. So, let's talk about my experience. The very first day, everything was fine. I played for 2 hours on the 3-day, or during the 3-day head start. Let me rephrase that. I played at the 12 o'clock, the midnight release, for 2 hours, and it was amazing. Everything was working fine. No lag. Everything. Could do PvP. Could do world versus world. It was amazing. I never played a MMO when it launched, and it was a lot of fun. It really was. It was the most fun I had in an MMO when it comes to questing. So yeah, first 2 hours, amazing. I went to bed, had some stuff to do, and I came home and I played for about an hour or two, and then the server shut down for a while. Some people were saying that it was down for about 5 to 6 hours in the morning the first day. I don't know the exact amount, so we'll say 3 hours, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know how long because I wasn't home. But I got home at night, and like I said, I played for a couple hours, and then they went down for a little bit because everyone was having a login issue. It could have been an error. It could have been, for me, it was saying you're behind a firewall or your internet is off. So I let it sit there for a couple hours, and eventually it came back up. And for me, I was expecting something. Like I said, there's always a problem, and I was expecting maybe the login to not work or maybe a lot of lag. But I really didn't experience too much the first day. Everything was fine. So going into the second day, this is where some of the problems started to hit. I got some lag, and I got some disconnects, which is something, it's common. It's common when a game launches. You're going to lag, and you might disconnect. So that was happening, and then the auction house was a bit laggy. You tried to sell something, it would sometimes go through. You tried to buy something. I think buying would work, but selling was a bit hard, and the lag on the auction house. You would try to search an item and it would lag, it would take forever. So going into the third day, this might have been during the second day around like maybe 11 o'clock 12 o'clock at night, I want to say. I could be wrong, but it was going into the third day when they encountered a lot of problems. They had to shut down the auction house. They had to shut down PvP. They had to shut down world versus world. And the lag for me was, it was laggy. It wasn't, not, you could still play the game, but it was getting kind of laggy. I played it because I wanted to play it, but it was a bit laggy. So yeah, third day, no auction house and no PvP. And this has been going on for about 2 to 3 days, I want to say. It might be going on 4. I'm not really keeping count. We'll say 3. I believe it's 3. So, right now, on my server, World versus World and PvP are up. It took about 2 days for them to be up, which isn't that bad. If they were down for like a month, we might have had some problems because they promise something and they can't deliver. That's a whole other story. But yeah, PvP down for 2 days. It's back up now, but sometimes it does go down and sometimes it does come up. Auction house is still down and it's going on 3 days, maybe going on 4 actually. So let's talk about that. These are why people are angry. They're angry because PvP's down, or I don't want to use the word angry. Some people might be angry. I mean, maybe they have anger issues. I want to say they're disappointed or they're upset. Not like upset that they're crying, but they're just like, oh, I want to do PvP. I can't do it now. And that's the way I feel. All you could really do those 3 days was quest. And maybe that's why a lot of people hit 80, because I'll get into that in another video. But I think a lot of people actually hit 80, which congrats to them. But I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, all you could do is quest, and if you got an item, you couldn't sell it to the auction house. You would have to put it in your bank. If you had something you really wanted to sell to somebody, you would either have to go and trade, and usually no one really looks in trade. I looked for a couple items and nobody was answering me, so I was like, okay, whatever. You would have to throw it in your bank, and believe me, the bank gets full really fast, especially when you have items like weapons and armor. My bank's almost full. I have like 2 slots, I think. And it gets full really fast. I've been collecting a lot of things because I really want to sell them. But every time I go to sell it, I'm like, oh, wait a second. The auction house is down. So, it sucks. So, a lot of people bought the game because they wanted the PvP. And they wanted something new. They wanted to experience PvP in a different MMO. And I can see why people are a bit disappointed. They can't really PvP. They're kind of forced to quest, or they're not forced to. If they want to play PvP, they can't. So people have a right to be disappointed there. But I will say that I was expecting something. I wasn't expecting it to be the auction house and PvP to be down for 2 days. But hey, what can you do? My major concern, or my major point, is the auction house being down. I personally think that the auction house in an MMO is very, very important. I was expecting to play the auction house for just a couple days to get some gold, and I do have some gold, but I wanted to play it more. But it being down really changes my strategy, because I went in thinking, hey, I'm gonna go in and try to make as much money as I can, and it sucks that it's down. What's gonna happen, I think, is there's so many people collecting a ton of collectibles like copper ore and stuff like that, like leather, and since they can't sell it, they're storing it in their bank. Eventually, what's gonna happen when the auction house comes up, the auction house, or the trading post, whatever you want to call it, is going to be flooded with items. So much so that I think the prices of collectibles are going to go down. People have hit 80 already. So that means that they're either going to be farming for, things for crafting, or, they're going to have collectibles at 80 that a lot of people don't have, or maybe most people don't have, so they're going to be able to sell them. And I just think a lot of things are going to go down. Like, really, really cheap. Now, I could be totally wrong. I marked some of the prices at the beginning, the first couple days, and I want to see if stuff does go down or not. And I'll keep you guys updated on that. I still have those gold making videos to come up with, but I can't because the auction house is down. I have some footage, but I want to get more, which sucks, because I want to give people this information so they can make some money. But I think what's going to happen, it's going to really affect the way I try to make money, because it's down. But anyways, guys, let me give you guys my rating and then wrap the video up. Very long video today. So yes, I would give this the launch, which I consider 3 to 4 days. I would give Guild Wars 2 a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10. The reason I say this is because I'll take 2 points away for PvP, because I think PvP is very important in an MMO. And it kind of sucks that it's not there. It's there now, but it was down for 2 days, which isn't that big of a deal. I might be going, a bit negative with 2 points, but 2 points for that. And for the auction house being down, I'll give it 1 to 1.5 points off. So that gives it a 6.5. And, you know, I'm not even going to consider the lag because I was expecting lag. That's not that big of a deal. So, leave your opinion, guys, if you want, or just think about it in your head. What would you really give it? But I want to end this video on a positive note, and I want to say ArenaNet is doing an amazing job. Amazing job trying to fix the game. You know, the game's not broken. They're just experiencing some issues. But if I have a problem, I go right to their Twitter. And there's always someone on there, I don't know who, you know, does their Twitter, but you're doing an awesome job, whoever you are, and on their Facebook. They're always answering questions. They're always telling us what's going on. You know, they can't tell us every single detail, but they'll say, hey, we need to shut something down because there's too many people playing, or they're not going to give you a reason like that. They're not going to say, you know, like Joe Schmo over here, you know, spill his coffee on the computer. They can't say that, but they at least give us something, and I'd rather know something than nothing. And there's a lot of companies that don't have a Twitter and don't have a Facebook, and they leave you in the dark, and you're not going to know when the auction house is down or why PvP is going down. In Guild Wars 2, it actually says when you go to open the auction house, it says down for maintenance. They didn't have to do that. They could have just, you know, left it up, but you couldn't access it, and people would have got angry. At least they tell you, and they actually shut it down. So I want to give them a 10 out of 10 for their communication with, you know, the customers or just people that love their game. Because they're doing a great job. And like I said, if you have a problem, just go to their Twitter. Even if you don't have a Twitter, just check it out. I had a problem with logging in. Like I said, I checked it, and people were having a problem. They're fixing it. So great job, guys. Keep up the good work. And everybody out there that listened to the video, have a great day. Peace.